actually Fuzi. Oh, wow. Everybody's dead. For the most part, 3 immediate kills coming out from Big, so stellar start to the CT side. However,
they had a whole plan. Hempus got this kid of nades and no reason to use it now.
2v5 attempt. Let's see it. I was going to kind of highlight that I think Fuzi on an individual level is actually one of those operas who's pretty comfortable on Nuke. I've seen some nice clips from him within this A site, but we'll have to sit back and wait and see if he can improve on his prior performance.
Yeah, I quite like Big on Nuke as well, though, and I think that their T sides are pretty compelling sometimes, and they gave Complexity a really hard time in that last match we just saw. So I think the veto landing here is kind of nice for them. And for a lot of teams who are coming out of practice, right? I mean, they might have had a bunch of maps they thought they were really good on in the scrims, but the officials are where you really decide your map pool. And I think that now they've shaken off some of the rust, got an official on Nuke out of the way as well. It's going to help get them even more comfortable.
They're making something happen.
Yeah, they really are. And oh, okay.
Searson puts an end to the party. Rez is dead, and so is Hampus.
A good effort, for sure. E for effort, as they say.
Do they say that? I thought they say A for effort.
A for effort,
you know what I mean? But E,
if you're being rude,
you don't spell effort with an A. So
that's true, yeah.
What are we doing here?
Right. It's strange.
What are we doing here? Ninjas didn't get to do much. Definitely didn't get to do what they wanted. Like you said, Hampus had the utility for it. We didn't even get to see what their strat was.
Yeah.
Because it just turned into a 2v5 attempt.
So that in English. Let's go.
I speak a little German.
Go ahead.
Krankenwagen, which is an ambulance.
It's like a wagon that you put sea monsters on.
Schmetterling.
It's when you smelt metal.
No, that's a butterfly.
Anything else?
Nothing else I can say on air.
Okay.
Production knows what I would say. Keto pops up from boxes, falls, runs away from the danger, which is an option. Fight or flight. He flies. Hampus, Deagle headshot to kick it off here. Plopsky even moving this Tech 9 forward, so we do have an opening here from the Ninjas, and let's extend it to the Swedes' favor. Plopsky retrieves the FAMAS, doubles up on the kill feed, and gives them a 2v4 post-plant advantage. That's excellent for the Ninjas. Happy days for them. They get into that ramp room. We saw again that first flight falls down to the B site, and then the flood from the Ninjas in pajamas to take the second round.
Plopsky's the guy who just became so forgettable, you know, into 2021. Unfortunately, because, and I say that because the magnitude of his pickup, right? Because he was regarded as this, you know, amazing rookie that needed to get a chance on the top Swedish lineup at the time. And when he came on, you saw it a little bit, but then the inconsistency started coming in. It felt like he was just getting put back and forth on this roster, not getting a ton of space and not really doing a ton for the team overall. But I noticed in the last match also that NIP played earlier, Plopsky was taking a lot of initiative, hitting some shots. And we know the peak is there for Plopsky, but he's never had the consistency that you want to be like, we know how good he is. You know, there's no point in talking about that if he's never actually putting up the numbers regularly. But seems like he's starting off on the right foot this year as well. Kind of backhanded, but I ended off nice.
Yeah, you did. You got there. No. You know, and that's the thing. That's why that, you know, that was the headline, and then you followed with the article. Good clickbait.
Thanks.
A little gap there for Hampus to hop over. Ooh, but then 2 kills come through here from Big. That's fantastic considering they're by. One of those Deagles already successful in its endeavor. Searson comes up from secret. And everybody just kind of sulks back into their decrepit corners. They hold, they hang on. Now they'll try to push forward yet again. But we've got an A1S holding down the line. Fuzi to 60 HP, still manages to get into garage, but this isn't where you want to be fighting with an SMG.
This is such a hard duel to win, especially versus the Icarus Fell, one of the top M4A1S skins.
Not bad, not bad.
I always like to throw out some Icarus Fell propaganda here and there.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah.
It's that bluish hue.
You know what they say, there's nothing wrong with propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Are they doing S-Tag speaking Swedish right now?
Yeah, I wonder how that's going.
Yeah.
Hopefully well.
Is he Sapphire and Duolingo? Or Ruby?
Yeah, that's right. Duolingo.
What is his rank? Well, okay. They've got, you know, an attack on both parts of the map, lower and upper. So it's going to be confusing for Big if they don't want to move. We'll see if Plopsky can get any more out of this. They're starting to join forces. Not a lot of time, though.
7 seconds. No real time, in fact. So shut down. Esatag will kill Tizian at least. So, you know, curb a little bit of money off of the success here from Big. But that's a great round from them. Remember, double Deagles coming into it. They bought up what they could, and they put themselves in a prime spot. It was that difficult cross that kind of cost them a little gap, right? Hampus gets by. Probably thinks, oh, this is easy. Meets Searson down in the depths. And gets put in the back of the Kraken wagon.
The Kraken wagon, yeah. They put up a pretty decent buy, considering, you know, that just with behind the Deagles, it didn't feel like the pistols were all there. And now we've got a similar buy here for NFP, but only 1 AK. We're going to try to steal this right back.
Down he goes. Esatag with the into the B site. Or at the vents, at the very least.
Yeah, you can see how they are going to deal with this, looking to potentially double up towards ramp. Allow ramp guy to rotate down, or they can push for some more information. Wow, they're just not shaking at all off of this vent drop, so we'll see if NIP use it against them. Ouch.
My legs!
It's not good for the, you know, the knees don't come back.
No.
You got to be careful with those.
You can only regenerate your knees if you're a lizard person. And the jury's still out on Hampus. Tapson, easy pickups. Easy indeed.
Yeah, here's the other option. Just focus down on outside. Need a lot of utility to get that cross off. Popsky will find something.
Whoa, dude.
Wow.
Woo. Sent flying. Never gets old.
It's a crazy day for Hampus.
Never gets old.
Falls off the silo.
He tried to repair his... Oh, hold on. Esatag comes up. We got to treat this seriously.
Holy.
Keto's in a 1v2. Bombs down in front of him.
Oh, they're about to escape Keto as well.
Oh. They skate by.
But they are going for the upstairs plant, which I can't help but feel like gives him some odds. Oh. The bomb will go down so he knows where both players are. Oh, but he can't punish.
Fast. Dinked and dead. No way they win that.
Wow. That's actually kind of nuts. I honestly don't know where all those kills came down from. Just from the outside cross? They
luckily, we've got replays.
Found the trades. Jesus. Wow. I got Pog. Flipped up.
It's just...
Devs need to take a look at the physics on that one.
There's so much velocity.
Crazy.
I like that. Okay. Well. Hampus, poor guy, 2 rounds back to back. He's fighting with 50 HP. This time at the hands of the nade. Big. We've already seen them win a round they're not supposed to, but this is with so little. And that 1A1S, you know, the silver lining of their purchase.
They can't get it back either.
Down.
It's at the top of secret. I mean, Fuzi knows that someone's... Oh! Okay. Oh! Wow, very nice shot from Keto. 5-7. Oh, now he's getting attacked from both sides. Esatag goes down. 3v4 here. Big Clan. Will they do it again?
Oh, that is slick. They get away as well.
Anyone going to win 2 rounds in a row? Oh, okay. Popsy's going to make a case for it.
This is sloppy, huh? Such nice tethering there from Big, but we do get the claw back here from the Ninjas. 2 kills now back their way. Rez on a quarter health. Hampus sees the threat, deals with it, and it falls to Keto yet again. This time 1v3. Plopsky tagged.
The bomb.
And bagged. 35 seconds.
He saw the bomb go up, I'm pretty sure, but he's going to leave vent open, expecting to get attacked. I don't know if they're going to... Maybe he's thinking that they're going to expect him to rotate down through ramp really quickly. He actually stays in heaven. This might be a great play from him.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is so smart from Keto. But you won't get away. Wow, that's... I think what he was doing was they know that he saw the bomb, so I think he was going to level deep and thinking they're going to expect him to rotate down ramp really quickly. Instead, just paused. Didn't show himself at all, and NIP right into it.
I'd agree. Feels like you figured him out. And he almost figured out the entire situation. Just put his gun away right there. You know, if he keeps his gun out, anticipates the peek and runs back, maybe he's got a chance. But knife out, tries the hops, and gets caught. in the final web. So nice attempts from Big, considering, again, they had one A1S, and that went down first. The rest of it was just those pistols nearly able to prevail. Instead, it's another round won by the Ninjas. Half's going to get caught by this. Silent pistol push by more than one member of Big. They'll grab the gun and try to double back, but by the time they arrive at Mini, it's already been Molotoved off, and bomb now confirmed. But, you know, take a kill on a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, both these teams don't look, obviously, perfect right now.
That's a polite way to say it.
Not perfect. But shaking the rust off is a big part of CS. Usually we see the most amount of upsets happen right after a break.
Always.
Yeah, no matter how much you're practicing.
Always.
That's just the way it goes.
Remember, complexity beat Gambit.
No, that was always meant to happen.
Oh, okay. That wasn't Ring Rust?
That was Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, their 7th Vertigo loss in a year.
Right. Yeah.
Not a coincidence. It was actually a really great game from Complexity.
Yeah, sure.
No, it really was.
Yeah.
No, the JT called it a fantastic game. They're holding a ramp control like tier 1 players. I mean, if they ran it back, it wouldn't even been as close.
Like tier 1 players.
Yes.
You don't think you're maybe exaggerating a little?
Well, how else would you be
Partially biased? You know, no, not at all. We see through you, Londers.
You pick Complexity twice a day, but you're pretending to be an anything. You're
I don't know
not.
what you're talking about. I just,
Sometimes the better team loses, right?
sometimes. 4-2 score up, and a quicker one, but looks of things. Looks like Ninja's going back to what was that first gun round move. And yet again, Hampus, first man across. Rez, takes damage. And Tizian posts up early. There's a lot of bodies behind this smoke. Oh, the bank nade. Nicely done by Tizian, at least killing Plopsky, and also forcing the flood forward. Keto from ramp can't quite connect, loses half his health, and is met by smoke. So interrupting that ramp rotate as Esatag comes through Hut Room to disturb the A-site players. 3v3, and a daunting decision here.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to go for it because
They gotta save.
Yeah, because so when you disrespect the smoke like that, and you know you get the 1-for-1 trade, you know the rotations aren't there because the rest of the map is resting on very fine margins. You don't want to move too soon, so it's understandable that NIP know that once they kill Tizian in that spot, it's very unlikely that they've overstacked lower, and if they go fast enough, they get it control, they can throw their nades at ramp and establish on the site. So I think that's a position where Tizian needs 2 frags or the 1 kill and staying alive, and he couldn't do that. So a nice call from NIP. It's very aggressive, it's very risky, but it's the right one.
Yeah. And it works out all right. 5th terrorist round win for the Swedes.
Got to really pick your battles, all right? You don't do this every single time where you burst through a smoke off of 1 flash, but, you know, you've got the roster this close together, all these players tight on their spacing. They sensed an opportunity, and they were right about it.
Yeah, it feels like if there was that crossfire set from the CTs on top of that grenade, then, 4 guys running through blind. Maybe not, Chief. But it works. We'll see what comes in this time. This is, I believe, 4 in a row from the Ninjas.
I'll go with that.
Hampus, well, up to the same shenanigans. You said you don't do it every time, but they are doing it again. And they're doing it faster. They're already ahead of Tizian, in fact.
Oh yeah, they weren't even smoked downstairs, and S-Tag still primed for the lurk whenever he wants to.
But Searson's
here. He could get volleyed. They're giving him another dry peek. Now they can swing. Oh, the
Nice
nade
nade.
comes in. Bowl it.
Tapson tries to get the angle over top box, could challenge, runs out, sees the plant, stops it. Oh, just in the nick of time, another as well from Tapson. Takes back man advantage big with an edge thanks to the IGL. At a tough spot to recover. Fuzi and Esatag, if they're not cautious, they're going to present themselves here to Fatman, but Fuzi gets the better of it. And I feel like he knows that he's within this pressure cooker, this crunch at the moment. 50 seconds, Esatag makes a ton of sound, and the young kid's gonna have to clutch. Not gonna happen in the face of Tapson. 3 kills on that B site, all his, all big, and they begin to rebound.
Let's go, Tapson. What a nice move. That spot, the only thing is that I'm seeing 2 Molotovs on the players that are remaining. and they didn't establish nades on ramp, right? Take control room, throw nades on ramp, get downstairs. They got a little excited, I think, when they found all that space early, just like they did on that previous round. Not even a smoke in their face when they got into secret, so they're like, we're going to take this and not overthink the situation. But once they got into their spots, they had so much utility remaining, and they could have just covered the plant just by holding an angle with decon door completely open as well. You know, that's an observable mistake, but at the same time, it's a nice crack that tabseN found, where normally you'd think, we can't push here. They're probably going to be watching this. tabseN calls them out on their bluff and make sure that history doesn't repeat itself.
Bit more of a forward stance outside. We saw searson immediately down on that B site just a round ago, this time back on secret. Utility fight here towards door. Oh, Plopsky. Yeah, tough spot to be in. Smoked off, flashed in his eyes.
What are they doing here, actually?
I don't know, trying to sprint through, trying to puncture, but nobody else is able to follow up with him. He gets shut down just as easily as S-Attack does. However, Hap is going to cheese a kill back their way.
I'm not a huge fan of that play because they didn't follow up with anything. Like, now, Fury have a really cool strat where they'll do the smoke in front of the squeaky, but to punish people who spam, Art will run through the smoke while his teammates drop the vent. In this situation, Plopsky comes out, but there's no one behind him, and no one taking over vent control as well. However, Kill comes down the other side of the map, shakes things up. searson has to leave his post, and that could have been a frag on Hampus. Now Hampus looks to punish that move, and the T's will be able to get downstairs safely. A lot of pressure on searson now.
Yeah,
Will he be aware of the thought that he can get flanked? He's been good today.
Double lobby flank. searson not even contemplating that his back is open to the attack.
Okay.
Hampus, he's going to walk right into it.
He can call his teammates downstairs. No way.
Shank to the spine. searson gets eviscerated. And that's going to serve as the trigger to this B hit. So bomb inevitable. What do you think about that lobby push, man? I thought maybe they come down vent, and that would have then given the cover to searson's back so that he could watch sight.
Yes,
but they just kind of got into lobby, and I thought maybe, fast ramp play or something. It seemed kind of slow there from the mid round on big.
Indecisive. Like, the idea is obviously what you want to do if you take over another part of the map. Outside's been compromised, whatever it is, you squeeze for a different part of the map to take over lobby. But the natural thing is to obviously flank through the ramp, clear things out that way, get confirmation, and then help downstairs. Instead, they really left searson out to dry, and I felt like, okay, searson's watching for the thought that they could come down through the ramp, but this entire time, his teammates barely have any plans to help him out. I mean, they're moving so slowly, and this is Hampus walking all the way from red outside to secret downstairs to be able to knife him. So you could say, hey, searson, maybe turn around, but you could also say, big, there's a real likelihood that they come downstairs. Why is there no support here for searson? What they were really prepared for was some kind of heaven wrap, and then searson could rotate back upstairs and maybe try for the retake or something like that, but they didn't really keep both options out in their head, and it felt like there was a chance that lower could be hit.
So we'll have to see if Big can do it yet again. They have yet to win consecutive rounds, and now AKM4 triple B.
Game plan's looking pretty solid here for NIP with all their lower hits. The amount of times they're taking advantage of Big for either playing it too lightly.
Two players went down ramp with pistols, and one of them just popped off. Hampus got down that secret staircase so quickly, but he died just as fast as he arrived. And I've liked this lately, this kind of two-man deep vent boost.
Yeah, it's huge.
Look, works wonderfully. Fuzi, quick kill. Tizian, smothered into the corner, but faveN's able to get his hands on the gun and trade it right back. Deagle from Keto, down for the count. searson up from downstairs, and they're going to walk right into tabseN. Executes the first and dies out to Plopsky. This is his 1v3 attempt. 4K on the round, perhaps. faveN already so low on health as well. I feel like searson's going to be the guy to stop this.
Yeah, I think reading this is going to be kind of difficult from Plopsky, but either site that he goes to, the big players could have stacked. So let's see what Plopsky tries to do. A really interesting spot for faveN to play. Surely not going to get cleared. faveN will take him out. That's beautiful from faveN, actually. Prepared to go up into heaven as well, and doesn't have to watch up above him, because who's going to clear that from above?
Beautiful spot.
Yeah. Can't be mad at Flopsky for not clearing that. Who would be there?
I don't know if I've ever seen a kill from that position.
Yeah, that's new. For sure. But yeah, this boost is really sweet. They just got a little scared in this moment and tried to swing off of it. But then when NIP came forward, it was awkward again. You know, they had someone so far ahead after they just lost a piece and then sacrificed one back, but it was NIP who had the guns that round.
And they don't have guns this round.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not the cleanest game, man. I mean, some good stuff here from NIP, though. In terms of ideas. You know, I think they found some weak spots, especially with lower.
Although to think last round, you know, again, they get into lower, stuffed by Searson's Deagle.
2 times he's done that with just a pistol.
I just thought he had a chance to run away with it, but instead it's him that gets run down, run over. Tizzy and Tux. We got some utility being primed here from the ninjas, but they're also met by smokes, so definitely going to play with their own timing. And the CTs in the meantime, not getting too adventurous. Here come the Molotovs, the flashbang, and the push. But it's not into the A site they'll go. They drop. At least the front end of this attack does. Favin catching Esta tag. Tabson so ready with Keto. Everybody prevails here from Big. You know, we just said this game's not been the cleanest, but this round, well, this was stellar stuff. Easy and peasy.
Yeah, it felt like they were double reinforced at every single point, but the CTs didn't have anybody watching outside, really. They just worried about lower immediately. They were cool about the vent drop this time, had 2 players in place to stop the attack, and kept a couple upstairs just in case it was a fake.
Oh, that's what that... Ooh.
That's nice. Was that the bomb, too? Yeah, maybe the plant could have came in.
Ooh. Which, you know, in a round like that, silver lining.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
I want to believe that neither team would be really happy about this game from themselves, like if they were to speak openly about it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have rose-colored glasses on when you're playing. Searson, another punish outside. That's a few opening kills for him here on CT side.
Yeah, Hampus, you know, there's been a couple of rounds where he's dropped to 50 by either his own fall damage, a stray frag grenade. And that one round, Searson deagles him down secret. Now this time he's down out of it, so I feel like there has been a bit of a drop-off here from Hampus. Last 4 or 5 rounds have been a bit more difficult for him. And those, coincidentally, are the rounds Big have been winning. 5v4, comfortable spot. Not for Tabson, seeing as he was flushed out of the corner and into the crosshair of Flopsky. But Favin and Tizian here to save the day.
Wow, very nice cover from Favin. You know, leaving his post to come and escort Tabson out of a tight spot. Even though Tabson goes down, he's right there to refrag, getting those 2 frags.
We're getting some good little clips here from Favin.
Definitely.
Just more and more of a sample, or like a sample pool.
Sample size?
Sample size, yeah, that's it. Sample size, you know, a bigger and bigger sample size of Favin is what we need. Again, God replacing Xantares was something that a lot of people criticized. Favin replacing Gate is kind of like, oh, the expectations are lower now, but ultimately the shoes he is still filling are by extension those of Xantares.
Yeah.
It's a big ask of him. And we've seen some nice moments here. He's 9-6. Oh, round 13 upon us, and all of the advantages in the hands of Big for this one.
Yeah. Hey, maybe this is an inconspicuous cross. They get downstairs. Searson's supposed to be watching outside. He could maybe call it timing, but I think he doesn't know for sure. And Big have been slow to rotate without any info, right? They don't want to just make guesses. And they're double reinforced on the ramp, but there's a chance for the lurk. However, I'm going to assume control window has been blown open. Yeah, so there's no way for Hampus to actually attack ramp. But what he can do is say, hey, if you can get downstairs, we win the round. I know no one's here.
Sounds so easy.
Oh, he actually comes through as they attack.
Yeah, catching Keto, but it's those incendiaries to completely stave off the other T's. Hampus, though, hands
Wow, he's
on
doing
an AK.
everything.
Headshot onto Tabson. Deagle's back out. Searson's only got a sidearm, and Hampus, that's 3 on the round. Every kill so far has been his, and they've got 40 seconds to figure this situation out.
He really is the judge, jury, and executioner in some of these rounds for NIP. So smart from the IGLing perspective, pulling off these lurks in such creative ways. And there's a moment where he's not relying on a glass break, but just a lot of pressure to take attention off that glass break, stress the communication too, make sure it's loud in the Discord, and then come through. And he becomes a part of the execute. Okay, now he goes down, but he does that with some information, which allows his team to go fast upstairs. They've got to do the rest. Hampus did everything already.
Yep. His final action, giving these other two players a chance in the clutch, but Rez presents himself to Tizian and Fuzi. This would be a big play to make, a heaven wrap. It's going to be a ton of time. CTs have kits. Utility starts to trickle down onto that bomb site, but neither player is close. And you don't want that Heaven Man to drop downwards. You're kind of banking on the mini player to come through, or Fuzi suddenly has a prime position. I'm talking tier 1 real estate. Both CTs down beneath him. Fuzi with the clutch.
That's a big move. He needed a lot of time to be able to do that, walking all the way around. But the clandestine operation pays off. Fuzi making sure that none of Hampus's kills were in vain. And what a beautiful round between the two of them.
Sick.
Off pistols, but, you know, they couldn't have made that look any better. And Hampus did a good job of avoiding the scope of Searson as he crossed outside as well at the beginning of the round. They used almost no utility to make sure that Searson couldn't in good conscience say there's a chance that someone came downstairs, make a rotate, because he doesn't want to compromise other parts of the map if that wasn't true. Really beautiful stuff from Hampus for sure.
A round they have no business winning. And even closing, really. But they get it over the line, and Searson, steps beyond the boundary. Goes into the no man's land, and Esatag ices him out. Hampus creeping through smoke. What a troll. Tries to do it again, and will!
Dude.
Excuse you. We've only got Favin left. It's a 1v5. There are still a bunch of T's all around him. He's going to fight this one tooth and nail. Takes a bit of damage to the wall bang, lines up bodies, but only gets one more. So 3 players standing.
Wow.
I can't believe Hampus does that twice.
It's amazing. He's heating up. Man, you got to understand, it's especially in the lurk role, which has fallen out so much as the years have rolled on, and there's been more and more CS every single year. It's hard to pull off and be creative in the lurk, and it's sometimes a liability for your roster to try it too often because teams prep against you. They know how you play. You've only got a certain amount of maneuvers you can do. But Hampus seems to have just an infinite playbook when it comes to making creative moves in the lurk, in the clutch. So really cool stuff, man. If someone put Hampus in the top 20, I wouldn't have been against it. He was really on that short list for me of IGLs who did the most last year, and it's great to see that he's continuing with it into 2022.
One of those IGLs who maybe gets criticized sometimes for not setting up all of his pieces, but he knows how to set himself up well. We look at that round downstairs just prior to it, this one as well. When the bigger picture implements him and his decisions, those are the rounds I can cheer for. Op on Searson, MP9 for Favin. By the looks of things, another A-site split. They come through mini first, they find Tizian. That's an easy one. It's the guns that could serve an issue, or taps and pops off. But he is dead alongside the rest of his team. Keto, Culled, and NIP with a strong lead at the end of this T-side.
What do you think when you hear the word marketing? That it's too complicated? That you don't know where to start? Marketing can be easy and fun if you have the technology to do the heavy lifting for you. With SEMrush, you don't need a marketing degree to get more online customers or earn new skills to advance your career. Try it out today.
NIP with the 9-6 lead, led by Hampus at the helm.
Hampus.
Doing what he does, man. Just, again, creating a game plan here for NIP around him, creating openings, following through with those heavy-handed hits. It's a good showing from Hampus, and you know what? It's what I've kind of come to expect from NIP.
This guy we'd love to talk about. We talk about so much about Hampus. You know, with the Vice on the team, it's like a really nice core that they got going on. But right now, it's just, man, he can't be all the firepower for them. But they still put up 9 rounds straight up.
Plopsky with the dual Berettas. Always have to take note of those. Rez sees presence towards ramp, falls away twice. Ooh, heaven. Oh my God.
Nice. Okay, all right.
Plopsky runs those guns into Hut. Fuzi kills Tizian. Favin, well, he'll come out from that squeaky door. Esatag's in an awkward spot, and Keto's going to kill him. Amp is able to answer as well. The Berettas find their second and third. Oh, hey, yeah, ooh, crazy. Why he jump? You know?
Mouse wheel, probably.
Oh, I don't know. What could that possibly be?
Just to get stuck in between 2 ticks.
I was told there's no downside to scroll wheel jumping.
Oh. Hardware, it's not user error.
Whoa!
I guess it could be user error, but it's usually hardware.
There's an alternate universe where he jumps and hits that headshot.
Yes. Is that the better or worse one? Do we like that one?
A little bit.
We celebrate one.
I know I shouldn't.
We always celebrate.
Because I'm the guy who I cheer when someone gets sent to the moon, so I feel like I would have to.
Oh my God! Every smoke wall in this game has been interrupted.
It's kind of sloppy CS, man.
Well, yeah. But the other thing is that sometimes they haven't seen anybody cross anyways.
Yeah. Sloppy's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, sloppy Joes.
Sure. Yeah. Is that what they call him?
Yes.
Plopsky.
One's from Joe.
Catching Tizian. Fuzi, Berettas, and a scout. What a combo. Let's see it. Anyone else up close gonna get chased. Oh, Tabson gets the better of him. We've seen Tabson with some P250 hits, but 2 guns better than 1. 1v1 with Keto versus Fuzi. And the swing out, perfectly timed.
There's
Don't
always
give
a
him any
time in
chance,
swing.
dude. Just go. Just go. Close.
Yeah.
And he does.
Well done.
Big take second pistol.
They're back in it. Never left. Get comfy. I wonder how much Tabson likes, you know, when he doesn't have the whole team there. You know?
Yeah. I feel like
I
I
know
wouldn't.
Searson doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I feel like me too.
But I'm also, you know, I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I'm like...
But yeah, just for the camaraderie of it all.
Yeah. The bonding experience.
Yes.
I'm a social creature.
Yeah.
Maybe Searson's not.
Oh,
Ooh, decides not to.
say
Somebody
go.
else. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be that front runner.
Wow.
Hit that. He hit that. That's damage done.
Yeah, let's.
Come on. Deagles in hand. Fire on the feet. And
We got a trap in the vents.
big cool off.
Oh, but now 3 downstairs. And they could still freely rotate out, but maybe it's in their best interest just to go push secret together. Looks like Campus will be the one to do it by himself. Maybe?
Rez, your turn.
It sucks. You never want to be the first one to shoot the glass.
No, but you also don't want to shoot second.
Yes. Yeah, that's catch-22, really.
I've seen enough Westerns to know.
Yeah.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. I think Searson would be the Clint Eastwood, you know? Gran Turismo, grumpy old man.
Ooh, great film. Just like Bright.
Don't call that a film.
Fuzi down beneath it. Oh, it's such an awkward angle when you get stuck in that corner. It's like, I've got the element of surprise. Yeah, you've also got an awful angle and 3 players peeking you. So, as you'd have expected, that one is for big. Huge weapon advantage. And the round advantage dwindles.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, right? If they're not actually in heaven, then you punish them for leaving. That high-low advantage. Shooting down.
The Big Lebowski, though.
Yeah,
Now that's...
Yeah, a film.
Come on, dude.
What? Were you going to say that's a movie? Just a movie?
No, it's a great one.
Okay, yeah, film.
Yeah.
They don't just throw the word film around.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's all. Like Bright.
Will Smith, he's always good.
Anyways, it's rewind time. Let's talk about the game.
Not much to talk about, Launders. USPs. No Kevlar. They got the smokes right. Wasn't perfectly
Gapless.
timed, you know, but they still had to wait.
Yeah. They got to be grinding their teeth a little bit, you know? Like they want this win. Losing to Nip twice today would be pretty rough, considering I feel like both teams know that on another day they play a lot better. They'd probably win 2-0 themselves.
Like, especially after having a 6-0 lead on overpass and kind of choking on that one.
Right.
But a very cautious take here from the big clan.
Who do you feel like is going to win now? Now that this game is going to be about tied.
I haven't even seen a gun round from the Ninjas.
Yeah.
So it's an unfair time to ask me, but I'll stick with Ninjas.
Okay.
Although I like that Big are being very meticulous on this T side. This round is a prime example of it. You know, minimize all losses. Don't go like Hampus running down into secret wildly into a set of pistols.
I love what Hampus is doing over on that T side, but I do like Big as a whole on their T side. I think they're a very well-measured team overall. I actually think their CT side is where they leave a lot of gaps, in my opinion. And I feel like sometimes they don't get exploited. I wonder if it's by design. They've actually, you know, figured out a way to leave something open and not have to worry about it. But we did see NIP take advantage of the vent lower a couple of times and make it look scary. But when we swap over, I feel like Big do a lot of good things. Don't waste players that often on the T side. However, now they're succumbed to the lobby crunch, and Tizian will get one back and spot another, but he'll only grab that and be able to leave. Boozy will pick up a third kill, and now it's just the 2 players left, Tabson and Tizian.
What a crunch.
Wow. And they're just waiting to get back in.
And that smoke's going to delay it. There will be no split. Not to mention the player above him can't come find him unless he offers the headshot.
But Plopsky is, in fact, alone. There was some weird situation where he doesn't win his opening duel. And NIP do not have confirmation that it hasn't been an approach towards outside as well.
Be a slow burn.
Yeah, he'll get it a dodge.
Tizian letting off the ladder, coming in instead through the main entrance. Trying to tuck himself alongside Tabson, but they're going to walk right into Fuzi. He sees the barrels, spots the hands, and fires off. Hampus then swinging in from Mini, trying to put an end to it all. And alongside Fuzi, they will. So Ninja's back to winning ways the moment they have guns.
Yeah, strong call. It felt like Big were going to try to slow play this half to begin with.
Yep.
And NIP just said, hey, let's get in their face right now. Looks really good. So potentially a great call here from Hampus. And they put significant pressure on the cross as well. And it looked like Big were going to do all kinds of things to make this as tricky as possible. Lurking through the wall smokes, staying inside the lobby the entire time. It looks like they were actually waiting for a crunch. They got NIP to come forward, but we're prepared for Hut specifically.
Yeah, no one was watching it. Between the 2 players there. Wrecked. And next, round 21. Guns on both sides of the coin. Tizian's like, try me, Hampus.
Try it again.
Try it.
Try it. He'll find a way, though. Huh? Hampus is good.
Yeah. He's good at what he does. You know, he's got a very specific style.
Yeah.
I feel like a style that pisses a lot of people off. You don't want to play against him.
I'm so mad for his opponents constantly.
A real Swedish troll.
Like I said that, it's like Swedish.
And he'd admit it. He knows. He's self-aware. Oh, I like the timing there. Hampus arriving just as the Molotov goes down. Keto's like, I can push through right here, right now. And no.
It's a trap.
Hampus awaits.
And with that molly, Hampus could have been able to spot on top of Silo as well. But that comes with it too, if you want to try to push through.
This attack awkwardly above the hut, fire on his feet. Oh,
Yes,
but he
sir.
sprays through. 2 easy pickups, and Hampus from secret back into the vent. It is a massacre of the big clan as they tried to push out A.
We're seeing a new Nip, you know? Good on T sides now, and putting up their half of the bargain on CT side as well. It's that timing is everything that S-Tag swings out on. When Squeaky is such a prime target for the T side, you can see Hampus actually using Smalley just to spot over top of things. But yeah, this timing is when all the T's line up, and this smoke is ephemeral. It'll go up. They're going to try to use it while it's still down, and there's always going to be a way for you to get damage, if not kills. And STAC shows us an ideal example of that.
Forcing Big back into the pistols, not ideal for the German team. Trailing by 3 on the T side of Nuke.
That's when it feels oppressive.
Right? That's when those A1Ss feel impervious.
Oh my god. A1S has ruined overpass.
Really? No hit. Rez down to 62, fades away with the nades. Oh, Fuzi peeking into this. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to get chased down.
Okay.
Taps with the USP for a second. There comes Plopsky soaring from the skies, peeking deep to ramp to end it. And another for the Ninjas.
Yeah, their odds are fading away now, Big. Wow, they've just really have fumbled the bag here in the second half already. 13-9, clean rounds here for NIP. So not only do they keep the op into the next round with Plopsky being able to pick it up, majority alive, they're building up even more bank. And again, this is where all the CT side advantages come from. It's just when you win rounds in a row, because things cost so much. So they got a stranglehold on this match, and Big will have one of their few last attempts here with a full buy.
Yeah, let's see it.
No op in hand.
Put a little life on it.
Sending Keto out on a mission.
Hampus again down into the troll cave.
Yeah, they'll safely cross. And this will look to stop Keto. This will be an interesting engagement. We've seen Keto on this angle in previous matches.
There's a crucial 1v1. Ooh, Hampus loses the duel.
Bit high.
Compromises Rez, but he could stick around here. You know, not worry about that timing. Oh, but again, Rez just finally going to be able to add a kill to the tally. Tries to run away at this point, and even has cover because Fuzi just shaves one off of the back and then chases down with the Deagle in hand. He does not let off the pressure. It's damage onto Searson with the op back out. Predicts the peak. The Famine follows up V Searson and primes Esatag as both these remaining big players are low. There goes the one in the distance. It's all about Searson up close. Esatag has him moving. And Esatag just goes quiet for a moment. There's the retreat from Searson back through those double doors, but where's he gone? Deep. All the way back around those vents. Could come towards Decon. We don't know. And neither will Esatag as he gets on top of the bomb. Going for the full 5 seconds. He calls it.
Oh my god. Yeah, Searson was so low here. He made the move to get all the way around just to say, okay, he's going to fake it, and then I'm going to come out of the door. One chance to try to attack him, but I got to play this slow. I don't have HP to come out if he didn't fake it. Actually surprised he won that. Searson took so much space back.
Fuzi making moves.
Yeah, this was almost a great hold. I really think that the awkward part, though, is even though NIP win this round, Rez's awkward rotation downstairs, right? He knows that a player had just crossed secret. He has reinforcement coming in from ramp, but he sticks around to fight for so long that he ends up running out of ammo and then runs into the B site and then runs back towards ramp knowing that he's going to get shot from behind and has no bullets in his gun. He could have got downstairs safely after the first contact, shot some bullets off, got to a safe spot, reloaded, and I think things would have operated normally, but they still win the round. The beautiful 1v2 from Esatag for what it's worth, and it's 14-9. That's the real story.
The Ninjas very much pulling ahead. See if Big can shock a little life into this T side, because ever since that 17th round win, the rounds that came thereafter, they kind of fizzled out. You know, they had momentum in the lineup.
Oh my God.
That's just superb for Hampus. Perfectly lining up for him. He didn't even do anything too special. That's just, you know, victim of the circumstances. Big down to the 3v4.
And he spotted the bomb outside of the cross as well. Got an extra bullet on that player. Takes the edge off his teammates. But Fuzi's still looking, yeah. Oh, man, the timing is wonderful for Fuzi.
Oh, he gets away with it. Oh, comes back. Deep to the head of Keto. And now the Ninjas feeling confident. A 4v2 to confirm 15. Just gotta close. Bomb hustles its way back around through lobby, trying to join up with Favin. He's actually extending outwards, and he gives his back over to Esatag as Plopsky comes in with the kill. So no matter what there, Favin, even if he brings one, he's sandwiched. Tizzy in 1v4.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Oh. He just looks at it. I love how he accepts his fate. He's like, if this is gonna happen,
It's gonna happen.
so be it. But he knows that nothing's gonna happen to his favor. He walks away with that AK. 15 on the board here for the Ninjas, looking for the 2 wins over top of Big in the very same day.
I'm gonna let you be the negative one here, okay? How would you rate NIP's performance so far in this match? They're up 15-9, of course.
How would I rate it on...
Out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yeah. To their own
Honestly,
standards.
Yeah, nothing too spectacular.
Yeah.
6.5.
6.5.
7.
I would bump it just for like Hampus.
Hampus,
you know?
yeah.
He's playing
yeah.
like a 9 kind of thing.
I'm kind of waiting for like the Rez activation, because earlier today on Overpass we had a super quiet start from Rez. Hampus on an individual level is making calls and plays that tailor to his decisions and strengths, and then Rez kind of caught back up within above 180 or whatever. Those ramp plays though, unlike on Overpass earlier, those ramp plays, like I still don't see the Rez effect. So that's why I deduct 6.5.
Yeah, it's like Plopsky's has been the second star so far.
Yep, and Fuzi at times.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil. Yeah, he will show up.
He's definitely getting more comfortable.
I tried to allude to it at the start of the map. Like, I think he's just comfortable on Nuke. I don't think he minds these kind of like close range combat op moments. We saw it once over towards ramp. We saw it at the bottom of ramp down into the B site. And here again under pressure towards Squeaky, Fuzi delivers some kills. NIP 5v3 to try and close 16-9. Mid-round replays. You're feeling frisky.
That's when you know what's gonna happen.
You're feeling frisky.
It does feel like NIP are going to end on fire at their tempo as well.
Yep. A CT side that really shut down Big. Ever since we got those gun rounds out of them, we haven't seen Big win a round.
Yeah.
The tale of the CT side. Brought to you by the A1S.
That's a huge part of it. All right, last-ditch effort here for Big Clan.
Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. And their way seems to be towards this ramp room. But it's Fuzi in position, sitting on 2 kills, make it a third.
Another collateral.
A full hand, a 5, an ace. It's there for the taking.
Well.
Single shot, come on, Fuzi.
Here's his one job. Don't let him get the ace.
Yeah, just drop it on him. Hamp is going to run it down, and that's that, folks. He sits back in despair. How dare you? No ace to close, but still a victory for the Ninjas. Not once, but twice today over top of Big on Overpass and Nuke.
Well, nice scenes from Plopsky. Really good end to the game from Fuzi.
Yeah.
And overall, outstanding match from Hampus. And with those things in mind and all the teams getting better as the matches roll on, feeling a little optimistic here for NIP. You know,
it's a better look.
Most of that game, there were so many mistakes back and forth that it was hard to give too much credit to one team or the other. But since it was that decisive and we saw some of the better scorelines coming out of the rest of the teammates of NIP, that's great. A little bit more consistency out of Rez, and then they're
good to go. 100%. And I think, again, it's kind of hinging on Hampus right now, but if Hampus is at the top of the scoreboard, it's not what you want to see every day, but it is a good strength to lean back on. So props to NIP. They will continue their run today. It is G2 versus NIP up next to close this group. But first, the desk.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, unfortunately, Big unable to rewrite history as they take on NIP once again. It doesn't matter that they changed the map, even coming onto the grounds of Nuke. NIP are the ones to take it forward. Unfortunately for Big, that does mean they finished as the 3rd seed, heading on into that bracket gauntlet next week, Maniac.
Yes, indeed. A much better face-off for NIP as well. And I was just laughing to myself the contrast that it makes when you see them against G2 and then you see them against Big. And you feel like players are completely transformed. I mean, individually speaking, that was much better. We had Plopsky playing good Counter-Strike. We had Fuzi towards the very end as well, shining in a couple of these rounds. This was much more convincing from the side of NIP.
I fully agree. I think it's impressive that they were able to make it somewhat easy against Big without having Rest playing well. We kind of posed the question and posed it in a way that can NIP win without device? Most likely not. Most likely that will be, a big deficit to them. And if that were to be made up for, that should come from Resh. That is the secondary star player of this lineup. But once again, we see Hampus play well. We see Plopsky play well. And Resh just having a decent game. So we're not even seeing NIP firing on all cylinders, even with this iteration of the lineup with Fusi on it. So I'm impressed. And again, as last time we saw Big play them, it's just a little bit underwhelming right now. I don't know what it is with Big. They have a lot of rounds where they are the favorites. They have a lot of rounds where they're supposed to win, but they find a way to throw it away more or less every single time. So there's still some groundwork they need to figure out.
I like that you bring up Hampus in terms of the side of NIP, because I know we were prefacing this saying you can't exactly rely on him to be that star showing up a lot, but he does it again here on Nuke versus Big. And I think that is kind of good signs, as Launders and Scrawny were saying at the tail end of that game, saying there is some optimism potentially for NIP going forward, but it does depend on that level of the opposition, as you were saying, Maniac.
I agree. I wouldn't say this was as one factor as this was on Overpass.
Yes.
On Overpass, I really had the feeling that the game plan was lackluster, and whether or not Hampus would find a kill would decide everything that was going to happen, which to me was a problem. In this case, I feel like it's more of a team effort. It's just Hampus doing great. And this is exactly what you want. But this man right here, Fuzzy, I want to talk about how he transformed himself towards the very end. He had this good clutch in the first half, of course, but if you really keep your eyes on him towards the end of the second half, you could almost feel his confidence rising up. You could feel how suddenly he was taking duels more decisively. He was actually going into the action instead of letting it come to him. And this example right there with the Deagle is a very good one, where he actually takes the initiative to go and fight. And that's something you will see with rookies. You will see them kind of getting the ball rolling when they get these kills, and suddenly they feel more and more comfortable in taking duels. We had a good example here.
Another name that we do have to throw into the ring as well, showing up, was Plopsky on this particular map.
Yeah, having a good performance, showing off with the rifles, showing off with the pistols, and an interesting topic when it comes to NIP, because I think a lot of people out there, including myself at times in 21, were wondering, is he good enough for NIP? Can he really step it up? Because he did have a period where he was the best player a couple of years, a year ago I think that is now, and you're thinking, okay, if that's the Plopsky level we can expect for the future, and if he can get even better from here, then he's a fantastic signing. But for the vast majority of 21, he was a bit underwhelming. So for him to start off 22 in a good fashion, getting some confidence early on, especially when you lack device, is